What is metabolic health anyway? You know, you hear this a lot now. It's all over the internet, it's on social media, you even see it on TV now being bandied about, and there are a lot of people trying to make money off it too. What is metabolic health? Metabolic health is making your cells work right. And your cells do two things. There's growth and there's burning. Every cell in your body has to grow at one point in its life and burn at one point in its life. And the question is, how does it know when to do what and how? And the answer is the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the parts of the cell that actually generate the energy, the ATP, the adenosine triphosphate, the chemical energy that powers all of the things in the cell that contribute to burning. When the mitochondria aren't working, then the cell has no choice but to take energy substrate and turn it into growth. So in the presence of functional mitochondria, you get burning. In the absence of functional mitochondria, you get growth. Cancer cells have no mitochondria. Cancer cells don't need mitochondria. Cancer cells don't need oxygen to grow because they don't have any mitochondria to burn. That's the reason cancer cells grow, because they don't have mitochondria. So it turns out mitochondria are the linchpin in metabolic health. If you're an adult, you should be burning, not growing. Now, if you're a fetus, you should be growing, not burning. And in fact, fetuses are exposed to the lowest oxygen tension of any organism on the planet, whereas adults should be exposed to a whole lot more oxygen. And the reason is because their mitochondria are burning that energy and generating ATP. So, mitochondrial function in an adult is metabolic health. They're synonymous. So, making your mitochondria work so you can generate the most ATP for the least cost is optimal metabolic health. That's the goal. So how do you do that? Well, you eat stuff that gets converted into ATP, and you stay away from the stuff that inhibits mitochondria from not doing that. That is metabolic health. So you have to stay away from the mitochondrial toxins. Okay, what are the mitochondrial toxins? The worst one, trans fats. But we learned that, and they're coming out of our diet. Okay, good. Next worst one, sugar. Fructose inhibits 3 separate enzymes involved in normal mitochondrial function. They contribute to growth, not burning. Next one, ionizing radiation. And that's one of the reasons why ionizing radiation leads to cancer. Next one, heavy metals like cadmium and arsenic and lead. Okay, now where do you get those? Well, unfortunately, they're everywhere, like lead paint and also chocolate. Okay, cadmium in chocolate, especially South American chocolate. And of course, finally, all of the pesticides and all of the environmental endocrine disruptors that we have basically surrounded ourselves with. Your Target receipts have bisphenol A in them. Your clothing have flame retardants, PBDEs in them. And your cosmetics have parabens in them. Your vinyl flooring has environmental obesogens in them. Kind of hard to get away from. Oh, by the way, air pollution. Air pollution is a mitochondrial toxin as well. So, metabolic health means making your mitochondria work best. And here are all the toxins that make them work worst. And when your mitochondria don't work, instead of burning, you're growing. And if you're growing, you're generating vascular smooth muscle proliferation in your coronary arteries, setting you up for heart attack. You're promoting glandular hyperplasia, setting you up for cancer. Bottom line, all of the chronic metabolic diseases that we know of that are driving our healthcare costs today are due to defective mitochondrial function. You can turn that around if you know what what you're doing, if you know what the problem is. And then you can basically take steps to mitigate those risks. That's what metabolic health is.